Someone who starts investing $200 a month at the age of 25 ends up with more money than someone who starts 10 years later and invests far much longer. That sounds a bit strange, but the reason is compound growth. Your money earns a return, and then those returns also begins earning return on those money. So in this video, I will explain compound interest because it seems very complicated, but the idea behind this finance term is very simple. So you earn a return on the money you invested. After that, you also starts earning a return on a growth that your money have already created. The amount may look small in the beginning, but when you give it enough time, the growth can become much larger. So let's first understand how it works. Then we will use a real calculation to see why starting early can matter much more than starting with a larger amount. Imagine you invest $100 and get a return of 10% in the first year. So you made $10. Now your total has become $110. In the second year, you do not earn only 10% on the original amount, but you also made 10% on that $10. So that gives you $11 instead of $10. Now your total has become $121. In the third year, you earn a return of $121. Your original money is still working, but earlier gains are now working as well. Your return begins earning returns. This is the difference between simple growth and compound growth. With simple interest, you may earn the same dollar amount every year. Whereas for the compounding growth, the amount growth because the base keeps becoming large. Now let's put a real number on this. Assume someone invested $200 every month and earns a return of 8% every year. Again, 8% is just a number to illustrate. It does not guarantee the market return. So $200 per month, 8% assumed annual return for the next 10 years. So this person would have contributed $24,000. The estimated account value would be around $36,600. So in the first 10 years, the investment growth adds roughly $12,600. After 20 years, the total contribution is now $48,000, but the estimated account value is now around $1,17,800. The person now only doubled amount contributed from $24,000 to $48,000, but the account grew to more than 3 times in 10 years. But after 30 years, the total contribution would be around $72,000. The estimated account value is now around $2,98,000. So growth at 10 years, 20 years and 30 years. Out of that $2,98,000, $72,000 came directly from the investment. The remaining amount came from growth on the contributions and growth on the earlier gains. Now look at what will happen after 40 years. The person would have contributed $96,000, but the estimated account value would be close to $6,98,000. During the first 10 years, the balance grew to only $36,600. But in the last 10 years, the account grew from $2,98,000 to nearly $6,98,000. The early years build the base, the later years show the result. This is why compounding can feel slow in the beginning, but very powerful at later stage. If most of visible growth happens nearly at the end, why do the first 5 years matters the most? Because the money invested early has more time to repeat the compounding process. Every dollar invested today may have decades to grow. A dollar invested after 15 years later has already lost 15 years of possible growth. So early money gets more time to multiply. So now let's compare with two people, person A and person B. So person A begins investing $200 at the age of 25. A invests for only 10 years and then stops adding money at the age of 35. A leaves the account invested until 65 years. Now B waits until the age of 35, then starts investing the same amount for the next 30 years, all the way to age 65. Now two timelines if you see side by side, A 25 to 35, B from 35 to 65. A contributed $24,000. B contributed $72,000, which is 3 times more. Now using the same 8% annual growth, A could finish with roughly $400K, whereas B could finish with close to 300k only. So A invested far fewer years and contributed much less money, but early contribution had more time to grow. This does not mean you should stop investing after 10 years. Continuing to invest would normally create an even stronger result. This example simply shows how valuable an early start can be. So when you delay for 5 years, you do not lose only 5 years of contribution. You also lose future growth that early contribution could have created. So what should you take from this video? Lesson number 1. Start with whatever you can afford. You do not need to wait until you can invest a large amount. Starting with $25, $50, even $100 can help you build the habit of investing. You can increase the amount later on. A small amount invested consistently can be far more powerful and useful than a large plan that never begins. Lesson number 2. Stay consistent. Compounding needs time and regular contribution. Some months feel exciting, some month will be boring. The boring month still matters because they are adding more money to the base that will grow later. And lesson number 3. Avoid unnecessary interruptions. Sometimes life requires us to use our savings. And that is why an emergency fund is important. But repeatedly removing long-term investment can reduce the future growth of that account. So you are not losing only the amount you withdraw. You are also losing the return that amount may have returned in the future. Lesson number 4. Automate the process. Set up an automatic monthly contribution whenever possible. Automation removes the need to make the same decision every month. It also helps you continue investing when the market is rising, either falling or it is not doing anything. The goal is not to predict the perfect day to invest.